All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. So it's Friday. You always do your Monday. Surprised you're not doing Friday or some Friday song.
I don't have to.
Oh. All right. I was being consistent. You do a Monday song, you do a Friday song. You come in with Monday, you go out with Friday.
Because Monday is like Monday.
Oh. So today we usually bring in like a friend of the show. Today we have Wendy who is coming in. I think some other time we had some other people coming in or something. You sent out a thing letting everybody know.
Because Friday is the Woods Report and Friends.
Right, Woods Report and Friends.
Every now and then you'll see somebody pop in, aside from Wendy, other friends of the Woods Report. So
let's go in here.
See if she's on.
And then let's see.
And I'm going to use this little cheesy box to bring her in.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's welcome Wendy.
She got that red box that Wendy sent.
Oh, that was cute.
Wendy sent us this box, y'all. This noise box. So Lenora said she's going to use it when she brings you in. You bought the box.
Yes.
So again, let's welcome friend to the show,
Wendy.
Thank you.
You know what?
That's so
that
funny.
Was really sweet. I like that. That was sweet.
Now you better hope I don't press the other ones. That's really bad
she
noises.
Got fart noises on there and all kind of stuff.
Hey Kim. Hey Kim.
Yeah.
I got a bone to pick with you.
What's up?
You hurt my feelings.
What happened?
All this time I thought you were enjoying my texts and you were hating them.
Every time. When have you ever heard me on the show?
You got away with it for the first few months.
I have said over 150 times on the show. That tell me you wasn't listening. I hate being on the phone. I hate text.
I am so sorry.
I hate all. I don't like phone. I can't stand it. So Lenora is the phone person.
You know what? You just gave me confirmation because I have another friend who feels exactly the same way. And I say, how come you never answer my text? You never answer the phone. He said, Wendy, I hate phones. I don't carry my phone around. I'm not going to get locked into that trap.
No.
So you just confirmed to me that a lot of people feel that way.
Yes. What does that mean? The audience?
We're laughing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because usually Kim will say, oh gosh, Lenore, I wish I had given you their information so they could just continue to contact you.
I had no idea. I thought I was trying to take our relationship outside of the program, have a little extension.
Girl, she hate when we call.
I don't even like when my sister calls.
She's like, what now?
I had no idea. Really, well, that makes me feel better because I said, my God, I was getting on her nerves the whole time.
She don't like the text or the phone call.
No.
So now you know.
Well, I will never do that again. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
All right, here we go. Here's your red box.
I wish it was louder.
All right. Okay, so today I was going to start off with Monique, but I'm like, I'm not going down that trail. I'll do that after. I'm still going to talk about it, but I want to start off.
We've dedicated a whole show to
I want to quickly start off by talking about President Biden. Now, we always make jokes when we talk about comb over forgetting stuff.
Yeah.
And I do make jokes when Biden trips over things and forgets things.
Yeah, his old age.
We got two men who don't even remember what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. And they both are the candidates for president. Well, Biden or Trump will be. Right now, hopefully, unless Nikki Haley pulls off some miracle.
See, yeah. Unless the courts.
Well, I'm saying Nikki Haley,
due diligence of the courts,
and Nikki Haley ends up being the candidate, but
she might what?
Up until this time, right now, what it looks like is Biden versus Trump for the White House. Mm-hmm. Both of them mix up names of leaders of countries. Mm-hmm. Both of them, I don't think I've seen Trump fall. He fell up the stairs one time going on Air Force One. That's the only time I've ever seen him fall. Have you seen him fall?
No, I can't.
I haven't seen him fall no other time.
He don't really do a lot of walking either. Yeah, he's always behind some podium.
Or eating KFC or Burger King. Yeah. But Biden gets out there and rides bike and falls and all. Yeah,
exactly.
So Biden went on, I don't know if that was today or yesterday, and he got the Gaza and the Mexico border mixed up.
He got slammed for that.
And then he got the leaders mixed up.
And forgot about his son's memorial.
Yeah, so let's play this video.
Poor guy. I know. We playing it now, Wendy.
As you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. I've been pushing really hard to get humanitarian assistance into Gaza. There are a lot of innocent people who are starving, a lot of innocent people who are in trouble and dying, and it's got to stop.
All right. So he says that he worked really hard to get humanitarian effort across the border of Mexico.
Well, he listed the leader of Mexico, speaking about the leader of Egypt.
He goes on later. I'm not going to play the whole video, but he mixes up the names of the two presidents. Mm-hmm. And then he also says the press he opens the thing up for the press to talk, and the press are saying people are questioning your memory. Mm-hmm. And then he went on to say, how dare you question my memory? That's when he went into the thing, I've spoken to the president of Mexico to get humanitarian in.
That's sad.
Now, right in the same sentence.
I know SNL is going to do something on
right that. In the same sentence that you're saying people shouldn't question your memory, you mess up Mexico and Gaza.
I know what I'm talking about. The Putin needs to move to Egypt to open the gates, and people will just still be laughing because you make a comment about not being forgetful, and then you right away forget the leaders that you're discussing.
It says Joe Biden on Thursday, so this was yesterday, mistakenly referred to the Egyptian president Abdel Fattah, I guess, al-Sisi, I don't know his name, y'all, the leader of Mexico. As the leader of Mexico. The comment came as he was making remarks on special counsel report concerning his handling of classified documents. Now, that is another thing that the mega people keep trying to bring and say is the same as Trump. It's not the same. Biden mistakenly, I guess when he was vice president, brought some classified documents, and he had them at his office, which was at another space, like a storage unit or something. And when they did the transfer of power, he didn't have them bring those files back. So when they were investigating, they told him, the Department of Justice, you have some files out. We see you checked out some files. You never returned them. He, you know how he is. Oh my goodness, get over there. Obama had some, I think, and then Pence has. Everybody got files. Whoever this secretary is that people supposed to check out stuff.
If that's their job.
They need to fire that person. And local librarians are better than the person who's over classified documents.
I've had books for a long time.
And they'll call you.
Fines for them. Yeah.
So anyway, he said, by all means, please come get them, whatever. Mega people are trying to say he should be impeached and all this other stuff because of that. When it's different, they said when you going after Trump, they told Trump you have files that you're not supposed to have. And he took files he didn't even check out. Mm-hmm. He didn't even check. It's like going into the library and taking books off the shelf and leaving. So they said, okay, this is what happens. We'll come get them. Just let us come get them. We won't do anything. We won't say anything. He didn't even allow that. Mm-hmm. Then when he did allow them to come get him, he hid some in other places. That's the one with the Latino guys that work for him. Oh, senor, what you want us to do? Oh, I want you to take some and put them in the back of the house so they don't see those when they come in. Oh, but senor, the cameras. I want you to hide the cameras and take them down. That's why he's in trouble. That's not the same. So for mega people to keep saying it's the same, it's not the same. So that was the other thing that he's in trouble with.
I know they talked on.
Yeah.
They couldn't find the thing of Russia.
Oh, they can't find the Russia files. My mom's right.
Oh no, that's bad when files are missing.
There's files on Russia.
That was the concern, that they even had them in their possession. So when they are finding them and returning them, and you're checking off, and you're going, "Oh,
where's the Russian files at?"
That's really important.
And why is his friend is Putin, and we can't find the Russian files? So it's a whole lot of stuff going on.
But you and I were talking too. I was telling you, The View gives their view. You got 4 or 5 women at that table, and they all give different views on the whole Biden, forgetting things, not forgetting his son's the date of the memorial when he passed away.
Did he?
It was, yeah. And one reporter said that, and he said, "Well, I didn't." He said, "Apparently, I didn't forget to invite you," or something like that, or something. He was being funny. But regardless of him being in his 80s, Fred Flintstone, who Wendy has helped us name Chris Christie, he made his concerns on the show the other day, saying that he really feels that with all that's going on with Biden, it's unfortunate that if some good things have happened, and we have some people who because we're neither party, so we're always looking at the pros and cons for both sides. And one of the things that Fred Flintstone said is he's not being vocal. He's not being vocal enough of what he's done. If the economy has changed, or
Biden is not being vocal,
right? Biden is not being. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you said him.
Well,
some people think you're talking about Chris Christie.
Oh no, he's governor, so it don't matter with that. And he has his faults as well,
right,
too. So, and he was making a suggestion that they probably need to get somebody else to run. And the women at The View talked about him in memory. Of course, Joy is going to take it personal because she's in her 80s too. Mm-hmm. And she says, there are times we do forget. I do like what Sarah said. Sarah said in Anna, they both have given good points. Anna says it's unfortunate because the same thing happens with Trump. Comb over. He forgets a lot of stuff. He lies. He pretends. He says stupid stuff. He thinks people who are dead historically are still alive.
Yeah, he's
going against Obama. He's got the women wrong as far as who allowed the thing at the Capitol. So he gets a lot of info wrong. And it not necessarily because of his age. It could be. But the Republican Party, Anna made it clear, they don't care about that. But yet people on the other side, they're poking fingers at Biden. Oh, I don't know. He's losing his popularity. The numbers are going down, which is true. If you look at polls, he's not as popular. People are concerned. Should we change? Should somebody else be running for it? You know, Kamala Harris is going to be committed to being what she's doing now and not go against him. People think Galvin from California, they're naming people because they're so afraid with all that his ratings going down, he may lose against Trump if Trump does become the person. So a lot of the speculations are, but even Sarah said, regardless of how he remembers and forgets, she said he is surrounded by people he will listen to versus comb over. When he's in office, people are so afraid he won't listen to his people that are around him. He wants yes men around him. So between both of them and the bad issues of both, which one do you go with? Because I told my sister, I said, maybe this is not the time to change people to run and push Biden out the way. I don't know. But that's what they really discussed on The View, was him forgetting things and saying the wrong leaders for the wrong countries. You have your take on it.
Well, I already told you, I feel like they should have replaced Biden. And they still can.
They can.
So they don't, it's not too late. It will be in a little bit.
There's a time frame, right?
Yeah, you can't go too long. But they still can replace him with somebody else. But they're not going to do it.
And they don't know who.
What'd you say, Wendy?
They're not going to replace him.
They're not.
They're not going to replace him. I wish they would, but they're not going to do it.
I know. It's unfortunate. So it's going to take prayer. It's going to take the judicial system to do what they need to do, to hurry and do what they need to do with Trump if he is allegedly accused of all of this.
Right.
I don't know. Time. Okay. And then again, I told my sister, the guy that was on The View about 2 weeks ago, he was saying,
pastor or somebody?
He's a PK, he's a minister's son. He wrote a book and he said, we never look at the fact that if God allows Trump to become president, you made a good point as well, too. I'm going to bring your point up, that could be judgment on God's people because we just let a lot of things God could be showing us. Y'all look at man too much. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. Come on now, Tim Scotts and everybody else who professes to know me and love me. He said that could be judgment. We never know.
Right.
You brought up a good point. Trump can actually get in office, comb over, and not even do bad. He may not scare us as much as we are so afraid of. He may be okay.
We don't know.
So, but
it was going to be God.
That was something to think about. I never thought about that.
It'll be God that's turning him over where he can't do nothing bad.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I got to go ahead and talk about what's going on. And the only reason why I got to talk about what's going on is because
there's been
both of them keep coming out and talking.
I'm surprised Hughley is replying. No. I'm surprised that he's even come back to her and her husband.
D.L. Hughley and Monique have realized that the more you talk, the more tickets you sell.
Yeah.
So both of them,
you're relevant now.
Right. So you're going to talk. You're going to talk. Cat Williams opened that door for everybody to make money. We'll talk about that later. Deion Cole said that. And so everybody, all comedians, he said even comedians who ain't got nothing to do with it making money now.
They coming out.
Everybody making money now.
Did Cat Williams say my name?
Right.
No, he did. Oh, okay.
So let's say hi to everybody. Justice for All says, hey, ladies, good to see you, Wendy. I need a trigger warning. I need a trigger warning for Monique. All right, trigger warning, guys. We're going to talk about Monique. Emerald says, hey, ladies. Hi, Justice. Happy Friday, all. Christopher says, hello, all. Justice says, hey, Emerald and Christopher. And then Emerald is clapping. All right.
Oh, so, Emerald is clapping.
Nora, come on.
There's a clap one, too.
Yes, the first one.
Wendy bought this for us. It got about 20 sounds. Go ahead. We used the clapper when she came. We introduced her. So go ahead.
If she wasn't my sister, I'd say that's a dull person.
You know.
All you got to do is get them a little toy and they go off.
I've been playing with this girl. I go behind mama.
So when I say moron,
I'm laughing too.
That hits home real close.
Go ahead.
Hey, hold on for a second, guys.
Let me press this button.
So anyway,
go ahead.
Monique comes back. Well, we know Monique went on Club Shay Shay to bring it up for I'm going to go real quick.
And here's the thing, too, before you go.
Trust me, guys, this is not going to be the whole video.
Here's the thing, too. I'm surprised. When she was on Club Shay Shay, her husband wasn't with her.
He was in the room, but he wasn't next to her.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, she goes on Club Shay Shay, for those who don't know. And then she goes off about D.L. Hughley and the whole contract thing and about him being mad at her bringing up his daughter and all this other stuff. So then D.L. replies back and says that she's a liar. We showed that yesterday. If you don't have a chance, go back and look at yesterday's video. I talk about his response to her. Says the only crunches she does is with the word captain in front of her. Cracks on her weight and cracks on all of that. Now, I say that because she responds back to that.
Oh, wow.
And says he ain't never seen nobody run so much and gain weight. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, and then she's just a liar. She brought his wife in. She brought his kids in. He says she lied about the contract. Her name was never first. Tickets was printed, everything. Okay? So then that's his response. So then she responds back with her husband. Okay? And here it is with Daddy. Her and Daddy come back.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said it must be hard to perform oral sex.
But differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley. That insult was directed straight to you, DL.
Now, that is an insult on her because she doesn't realize when you say something, how does it feel to perform fellatio on a man that's a coward? You're talking to his wife, right?
Right.
Am I missing something?
It's like saying SOB.
No, I'm
saying son of a B, you're talking about somebody's mom. So you're directly,
even though you're
thinking you're not saying them directly.
No, that's different, but I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm asking her a question. How does it feel to perform fellatio on a man that's a coward? I'm asking her a question, his wife. So you are bringing his wife into it. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's thinking because she didn't reference his wife.
That's why she
like
just
the
said
SOB
that.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's thinking, that's not to your wife.
I'm not talking to your wife.
I'm calling you the moron or the
And it's unfortunate that she's saying
that. Everybody knows children and wives are out of bounds. You don't talk about people's children. You don't talk about people's spouses. She went, outside the box with that. She was wrong.
Exactly.
And insinuating that the person that he is married to is the one he's making love to.
Right.
So you just kind of like assume.
Such a delicate subject of his daughter being molested, really?
Yeah, we're going to get on that one.
You're going to make fun of her?
Yeah. So her first point about that wasn't directed to your wife, that was about you. That's not true. It was directed to his wife because you asked her a question. Mm-hmm. How does it feel? So his wife, she's standing backstage. She going, how does what feel? Monique just said, how does it feel for you to go down on your husband and he's a coward?
A coward.
Oh, I'm supposed to answer that? That's his wife. So you are bringing his wife in. Okay. So that's the first one.
Okay. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was
she's an angry person.
So it felt like you were trying to pass it off as if I was going after your wife. When it comes to your daughter, you did a post about, you did an interview about. I didn't do that interview.
Are you still there?
I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Monique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL. I posted what you said.
That's a lie. If you go back to the original video where DL was talking about his daughter, which he did bring up his daughter first. He was in a studio and they were talking about the M word, being assaulted. And he said,
being violated.
And he brought up a story. He said, I know what that feels like because my daughter came to me and told me that someone had violated her. And I was like, oh, that's just, he blew it off. Like, oh, that's just what kids do or something like that. And he said, I knew this person. So I was like, he was questioning her, whether that was really assault.
Are you sure, babe?
And he said later on, my daughter told me that hurt her, that I didn't believe her or that I didn't take it serious. Mm-hmm. He said, to this day, I have to deal with that, that I didn't deal with that. Exactly. Now, he said Monique is a liar. First of all, his daughter was 13 and the person who allegedly did this was 13. Oh. They lived next door and they were friends. Uh-huh. So when she came and said, she didn't come then, he said. She came years later.
Oh, now when she was 13.
She didn't come when she was 13.
Okay.
She came years later and said, Dad, guess what? That guy, the one who's my age, that lives next door, he violated me.
Right. Okay.
So that's why he blew it off. He was like, well, she probably would have said something back then, I guess, if it was. So he didn't take it as serious as he could have. He didn't stand around and watch his daughter get molested. She didn't come to him when she was 13 and get molested and say, this is happening right now, Dad. And he didn't do nothing. It's not like she came to him right then.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out, what does that have to do with Monique?
Nothing. Monique brought this up because her and Dia was having that contract dispute.
It had nothing to do with
his daughter. And she said his integrity.
Violated.
She came and said his integrity is off. And then she brought up the daughter. That's what started all of it, y'all.
This is why his integrity is off. Because when his daughter was 13 years old.
So she's still lying. Even right now, she's lying. And they come off to me as weird. That's a weird couple. They seem like not Stafford Wives. You know those couples that, that part she played where she was a serial killer and she was nice and offering a tea. That's her again. She's playing a part.
I think, Wendy, don't sometimes the parts that you play and you take on that role sometime, it gets in your spirit if you let it. Like that one black actor?
Absolutely. You have to train yourself to turn that stuff off.
Yeah.
I remember my doctor asked me, he said, are you happy? Is everything all right in your life? Okay. I said, everything is fine. Why? Because your pressures are very high. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm playing a woman that is a lunatic. He said, well, your body doesn't know you're playing.
No.
And so every time you go off as that character, your blood pressure goes up.
Wow.
Then you have to learn how to control it. Because it can, especially if you play like a long time, like for months and months and months, you end up talking like the character. I had a character in Raisin in the Sun, and she always said, where's the bottom? So when I played that character, every time you turn around, I was saying, where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? You have to learn how to turn it off.
Yeah.
And if you're more like that character, if you're a lot like that character, deep down inside, it's really hard.
I think it's the opposite with her, Wendy. I think she is that character. And she plays the other character when she says baby and all this. That's why DL said, you quick to call people a baby. And you don't even take care of your own kids.
I agree with you 100% because she's such a phony. She comes off like she's playing a part. Like you said, because the other one is the real her.
Yeah.
But every time she's on the air, she comes off very phony, like she's playing a role.
Yeah.
I don't trust her. She's very sneaky and very devious.
She played a role. She played herself in Precious.
Right. And played herself in that other play. So that's why I said they come off weird. They're weird to me. He started crying, talking about black men.
I told you he's so controlling.
And then she started crying, and they just so weird.
Improve or remove in Jesus.
Yeah,
let's keep playing.
They have mental health issues. There's something wrong with them.
Yeah, let's keep playing.
And then when you said when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Monique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. D.L. Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother.
Now, that part, I agree with her. I don't think she's ever said you stood by and watched your daughter. Unless he can find that. I don't recall her saying that. I recalled her saying you didn't do nothing about it.
Well, that's what that means.
That you stood by and watched it, though?
If you didn't do anything about it.
You didn't watch it.
It seemed like she may have pulled what happened in the past to present.
Okay.
And you stood by and let it happen.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have no integrity.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the business that was going on. It was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing that up and they're arguing about who's on the show first?
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that child. It has nothing to do with that wife. It has nothing to do with anything sexual. It was out of context.
Thank you.
And then I'm not going to play the rest of it. Now, she did laugh it off about him talking about her the crunches. The only crunch you do is with Captain in front of it and running. And her husband agreed. He was kind of like throwing shade, like she likes the snack.
And the thing you said about her Netflix special, if you remember way back then, we had talked about it, and I said, Monique didn't do comedy, she just told stories.
Yeah.
She did. She did not do any comedy. She didn't do anything to make you laugh. She just told the story of her life, which all the way also was very vulgar.
Yeah.
So it was no comedy.
We have time to see what she's gonna do because she's Cat Williams has her opening for him, so we get to see again. I hope she's funny.
Whoa, what?
I hope she's funny.
Cat Williams is letting her open for him.
Mm-hmm.
He must feel sorry for her.
You know how Cat is. He feels sorry for her. All right, so that was her thing. Then DL came back. That's why I told you they keep coming back and forth. DL came back and answered her sitting down with Daddy. All right.
Post in response to their video. And he said this in the caption. Let me make this very clear. I started none of this. But you got me effed all the way up if you think I'm going to stay silent and not call out a liar. I see what y'all did to Steve and all them when nobody tried to defend themselves. It's been 2 years since that woman lied on me and disrespected my family. Now, Monique says that she reposted what he said about his daughter.
So it goes back and forth. Layla Lynn, if y'all get a chance, look at Layla Lynn. She is a YouTuber. And I usually watch her show. She does good. She does good breakdowns.
And in his video.
Oh, see? Hold on, y'all.
All right, I'm taking time to respond to Monique again. She made another greasy ass video with her daddy. We're kind of relitigating some of the stuff she said on Club Shay Shay, where she talked about how she was on the show and somebody, you know, they played a game, Would You Rather? And I guess she felt like they insulted her husband's sexuality, which is interesting because she can always talk shit about everybody else's sexuality. But I guess her husband's sacrosanct. He's off limits. But a hit dog will bark unless his mouth is full. But she talked about, well, she didn't actually call her lawyer. Who the fuck would be afraid of your lawyer? Your lawyer, you mean the lawyer that did your contract? That lawyer, the lawyer from the firm of Negro from Ghetto, Got Him and Gone, that lawyer? Who the fuck afraid of him? He couldn't get your name right on the ticket. He gonna get it right on a legal document. It didn't happen because we decided it shouldn't happen. You didn't need to, because we respect people. We don't have to do things for clicks. They took it off because you asked me to. So
I'm not going to go through his whole thing, but he literally went through everything she talked about and said that she's lying again. He talked about, like I said, about the daughter. That happened when she was 13, and years later, when she was an adult, she came and told him.
She could have said something else if she was trying to prove his lack of integrity.
And he said, exactly, he said, come at me.
Come at me.
He talked about the thing about the when she was on the show and said that he didn't want to play the show, that it wasn't no cease and desist letter and all this other stuff. He made that decision. Okay. So they going back and forth. Now, at this point, Christopher, I saw your thing. I'm going to read it. We know this is about money. Everybody blowing up. When you keep going back and forth, you know that your price is going up because everybody's talking about you.
And you're saying, now that you've said it and mentioned it, Wendy's even surprised that Cat Williams is going to have her open for him, his show. Of course, this is her and her husband getting lighting the fire to get the energy going.
I hope she doesn't mess it up because Cat's riding the wave right now. He's the buzzword now. Everybody's talking about Cat.
Yeah.
So being on his court is a big deal. Don't mess it up, Monique.
Thank you.
That's what I said. Be funny. Just be funny.
Don't go up there and complain about people. Go up there, be funny. Get yourself a writer.
Be funny.
Cat to write for you.
There you go.
But don't get up there and tell stories. We don't want to hear that.
Right.
We want to hear something to make us laugh.
So she can be funny.
Chappelle kind of disappointed me too because when he did the thing on New Year's, what is his fixation on transsexuals? He kept talking about transsexuals. That wasn't funny. Why is he fixated on that?
I don't know.
About that on his last tour.
Yeah.
I want a comedian to make me laugh. I don't want him to tell me stories.
Yeah.
Make me laugh.
Yeah. Now, Christopher said Stephen A. Smith was talking about it.
Okay.
This is the Stephen A. Smith when they were talking about it. He and Deion Cole.
Okay.
That's significantly less incendiary that some of the things have been said. And I'm not saying Cat Williams is lying. I'm not saying that Monique is lying, but I certainly am in no position to say that they're telling the truth. And so as a result of that, when you get personal and you highlight the things in detail that they have highlighted, you're saying it's about to get like that, where people are just going to say shit and they don't give a damn.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that people are looking at what's making them viral. I'm not saying what they're saying is true and what's not true and what is, what's not. I'm saying that they're looking at what Cat Williams did and went, Then they looked at what Jay-Z said and was like, And then they looked at what Monique did and said, These true speakers or liars, whatever you want to say, they are getting attention and they are getting people coming at them, making them more relevant. They was even relevant and making them even more relevant with what they saying, whether it be truth or lies. Like, I know Kat was saying stuff that I think was true and some of it wasn't true. I think Monique said some stuff that was true and that wasn't true. You know what I mean? But as far as saying something like this is the problem too. We've been in a world of not reality and fake news and fake this and fake that. People want to believe lies so much that when the truth comes, it's shocking. It's shocking for you to tell the truth or say what's on your mind that's really on your mind and not doing what you're supposed to do and being in the line of what you're supposed to do to look out for your endorsements and this and that and the third or whatever and trying to just be something that you're not. These truth speakers, these people saying, even if it ain't truthful, what they saying on their mind is shocking to people. And what I'm saying, if that's shocking you, I promise you, wait till you see what's about to happen.
But can it get much worse worse than what Cat Williams did?
Man, somebody about to come out here and bombshell the shit.
Now,
yeah.
Dion went on to say, because he's a comedian.
Yeah.
He talking to comedians behind the scene. They saying, wait till I get up there. I got some stories to tell too. And Steven is like, are you serious? He said, man, 2024 is about to go down. He said, Tiffany, because you know he cool with Tiffany.
Yeah.
She getting ready to talk about everybody.
Oh no, don't put Common in there.
She said comedians.
Talk about Common.
No, she said comedians. Comedians. She gonna talk about the
other comedians.
Yeah, other comedians.
Okay.
They keeping it all in the family.
Oh.
Dion said, I might come up with something. I'm trying to come up with something. Everybody's trying to come up with something.
I like how Michael Epps looks at it. Y'all mentioned me too. Put my name in there.
Yes.
Cat didn't mention my name.
And so he said Cat is a genius. Because Cat wasn't really selling, his shows wasn't selling out.
Right. We hadn't heard from him in a little bit.
To the point to where Faison said you can get a Groupon for his show.
You know what?
Faison was being funny. And he was right. But now Cat is selling out because he went on Club Shay Shay.
But he's going to let Monique open up.
Yeah, he's sold out over here.
Yeah.
He's letting Monique open up.
Yeah.
I pray, like you saying, Wendy, she don't mess it up for him.
All she got to do is be funny.
But
that's all she got to do. That's all she got to do.
She wasn't funny last time.
So everybody's saying hi to each other. Emerald says, hey, Wendy. Emerald says, why is her husband assisting with this instead of redirecting all this mess into a more positive direction?
He's the reason.
He's the reason. You saw him drink his little drink of water when she was going off.
I think he fuels her.
That's how he get money.
I honestly feel if he was not in the picture, there would probably be an opportunity where Monique would, the soft side of her, the loving side of her, the go for the underdog side of her will shine.
Right.
Her husband is her puppet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. Tell him. No, you ain't getting paid. Baby, let him pay you.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. And she's like, okay, honey, daddy.
Emerald says, if she mess up with Kat, he will clown her so hard that she won't want to show her face again. So she better not have no contract dispute with him.
Well, so far.
Because he'll say, and they didn't told me. You know how Kat talk. Man, DL told me.
He warned me.
He warned me. Now, why in the world, this is Kat. Why the hell she think her name gonna be for mine?
You know what?
She lucky she even on the poster.
You know what?
You know Kat.
That probably won't happen with them.
I don't think she's gonna do it with
really
him.
Really clear.
Yeah.
Who is the main head runner for that?
And she knows it. She knows Kat is the headliner.
Yeah, headliner.
So the only problem she would have is money. That's the problem.
How much?
How much money?
And
that's
she got daddy in there trying to negotiate.
Yeah. So that's it with Monique.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I heard Cat pays his people well. And a lot of people don't know Cat produces his own shows. Nobody produces his shows.
Right, he pays for them.
He produces all his own shows, and I'm told he pays his people very well.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
So we'll see, y'all. We'll follow this story. The last person to speak was DL Hughley. So if Monique and Daddy want to come back and say something, then I'll find out what Daddy and Monique want to say.
She may, because when is Kat's concert?
Now, I guess.
So she may want to do that. So she's keep promoting
be certain
herself.
cities that should
That's
be
why
opening.
she's doing this.
Yeah. He's out there now. I don't know if she's going to tour yet, but I know he's out there now. Because I tried to get tickets. He was sold out.
Dion Cole said he don't want anybody. You know he was talking about Monique. He said, I don't want them to get on stage and talk an hour about anybody else. I want them to get up there and be funny. Take my mind off of my work and my what's going on.
Don't continue what was discussed on the shade.
So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure we'll follow up, y'all. We'll follow up.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. I said I was gonna do DL and I did. And Monique. I've been trying to get to this stupid story for days.
It is a dumb one. It's in Chicago.
This is people have made shrines and come pilgrimage to Chicago to see this hole,
rat hole
that's shaped like a rat.
A rat-shaped hole.
A rat-shaped hole.
You see the money around. People
throwing money and stuff.
Somebody got married at this little spot.
So let's look at this.
I don't even know.
Chicago's north side that is getting some international attention.
You might say it's making quite an impression on social media. Impression, the key word. Dane Placco explains.
Neighbors say it's been here for at least 20 years, but thanks to social media, there's a new attraction drawing international attention here in the Roscoe Village neighborhood, the Chicago Rat Hole.
My friend Haley said to keep an eye out for the rat hole.
Chicago artist and comedian Winslow Dumaine was in the 1900 block of West Roscoe last week when he found the holy grail of sidewalk rodents.
What I found was very much more like Looney Tunes, I guess. Just a full rat splat mark in the wet pavement. I just bust out laughing when I saw it.
Dumaine snapped a pic and put it on Twitter, writing, "Had to make a pilgrimage to the Chicago Rat Hole." And then things got crazy.
And like it immediately blew up. So like, I mean, I just checked this morning, it's got like 5 million views, which is just, it's very silly.
Since posting it 2 days ago, the Rat Hole has become the hottest tourist attraction in Chicago, with people coming day and night to memorialize the dent in the cement.
So what brought you here?
My friend told me about it.
And you had to make?
The pilgrimage.
So you had to come and see for yourself, huh?
I couldn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes.
Others post their visits online, leaving coins, flowers, and even a tiny tombstone. Neighbors say the imprint has been here at least 20 years, and there's debate whether it's another type of rodent.
Everyone who's been here this long says it's a squirrel. I didn't see it personally, but I just don't believe that a rat like hops in the air and belly flaps straight down.
I'm going to be the Chicago rat hole guy, and that's just going to be another thing I have to live with, but there's worse things to be.
And
okay, now this was
a couple got married.
This was a month ago. This video. Since then, they have security out for it all 24 hours a day.
You're kidding.
The street is roped off. The neighbors are so upset. There's people throwing flowers and like you said, getting married.
They're leaving stuff.
This is now a place that people come when they visit the city of Chicago to see the rat hole.
And some people were upset with the alderman in the area saying, "Why are you not filling that up?"
There have been a few people. Hold on. There have been a few people who have tried to fill this hole.
Yes.
Out of just pure neighbors.
Yes.
I want to get rid of this hole. And the police have stopped them.
Yes.
They have securing the rat hole.
Yes.
It is a monument. It is now something that people fly to Chicago and come to see.
And they may not even be a rat.
And I feel ashamed
Yes.
because I want to go see it. I want to drive by and see what's going on with this rat hole. Why? Why do I want to see this rat hole?
See that?
I have no idea. Now I want to see. When we go to the city, I want to drive by and I want to see this rat hole.
Oh my God. And they said it may not even be a rat.
Ma, do you want to see the rat hole? See?
No.
My mother wants to see it.
I don't want to see no shape of a rat in the concrete.
I want to see all the hoopla. We won't be able to see it because it's closed off and it's all kind of barricades.
The thought that it could be a squirrel, I honestly think it is a rat because Chicago has had problems
20
with rats.
years ago, it was super rats.
It was super rats, and they were that big.
20 years ago,
chasing cats.
We had super rats in the city.
Yes.
And they were that big.
Have you seen, when you lived in the city, did you see
We
any?
had super rats when I lived in Chicago. And you thinking at night, why is that squirrel? Ain't no squirrel at night. That's a rat.
They showed a rat going down the subway stairs with a big piece of pizza in its mouth.
And everybody moved out the way.
Everybody moved out the way and watched him take that pizza piece slice down the subway stairs.
Yeah. What the newsman said, what you say, Mom? They look like cats.
They big,
The newsman said him and his daughter was walking down, I guess, Michigan Avenue or something, and the rat went past them. He said they didn't even flinch. You're so used to it now. It's like New York.
Oh my goodness. You want to see this?
You don't want to see that. Be honest.
No.
No, at least drive in the neighborhood.
Well, because it's not far from us. I would not go out of the state.
No, I wouldn't go out of the state, but I'm saying
who has come the farthest to see that rat hole?
I don't know.
But that is funny.
I wanted to talk about that stupid rat hole because it's taken over the city.
It's been on the news, and I laugh when I see people gathered around doing their own little thing around it. Go ahead.
Emerald says people are acting as if it's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Thank you. And Chicago folks are tired of looking at any
You said
kind of
somebody
hole.
got married next to it.
No, I'm saying the Chicago folks who have to deal with rats still, that's not funny to them.
No. Well, the neighbor is not funny too.
Yeah, that's messing with the neighborhood as well.
All right, I wanted to get
ahead.
that in. Wendy, you got some profound words to say about the rat hole?
It's disgusting. I wouldn't want to see it. No.
Kim wants to see it. That is
I don't want
funny.
to look at that.
If they had a rat hole...
I don't understand people that do want to see it. What's their problem?
Yeah, my thing is, I want to see not that. I want to see all the hoopla around it.
You're going to sit there for a little bit and see who all comes and walks up to
like
it.
people come here and they say, hey, take us where Obama and them live. And you see the street is closed off. You can see the house is barricaded.
Barricades.
But people literally just drive up just to look.
So they can say, I was in the neighborhood where Obama lived.
I saw where Obama
of his
lived.
home.
Yeah. That's how I think they're doing with this
or
thing.
like Wendy says she likes Farrakhan, so we've gone by his home.
Farrakhan's house don't have no barricades.
He don't have barricades by his house.
But I bet you if you get out the car and walk up to that grass, somebody gonna tackle you.
The fear of Islam will be on you.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I think it's that's what I'm saying. When we was driving by, because I've been by it a couple of times because I used to live over there, and I'm like, he don't have no,
I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and fill that thing with cement.
Oh yeah, no, they tried. It's 24-hour security.
They stop you at 2 in the morning or something. Yes, isn't that sad? That's sad.
A few people have tried to fill it and they can't.
Yeah, neighborhood. People in the neighborhood. Yep. Isn't that sad?
So there you go. It is now a tourist attraction. If you come to the city of Chicago, the rat hole is now a tourist attraction.
Get the address?
He said 1900 block.
1900 block when what?
He said the street.
Okay.
Are you gonna go see it?
She wants to.
I told her next time I'm in the city,
if we're in the city and driving by.
I don't care about seeing the hole.
She said,
I want to see the hoopla around it. The street closed off. The people. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I don't care about the hole.
Ridiculous.
That's funny.
All right.
That's so.
It is. It's stupid. All right, y'all. That's the rat hole.
This is a sad story here. This next one.
This is a story about these 2 young people. They had a baby.
Young couple.
Mm-hmm. And she went in to have her child like normal.
Labor.
Labor. And there was a complication.
She had a complication.
There was a complication. And the surgeon allegedly, I have to say allegedly until they put everything in there, was trying to pull the baby out.
Mama said they waited too late to do any cesarean on her, which was part of the reason why as well.
She tried to pull the baby out, and according to an investigation, she decapitated the child.
Trying to pull it out.
Then when it was time, when it was time to they had to do a C-section then.
They had to.
When they did the C-section, they pulled the baby out. She still didn't know the baby was decapitated. So they pulled the body out and the head was not with it.
Oh, so they tried to do the other way.
The other way first.
That's why I was telling Mom.
They did the other way first.
Thank you, because mine don't make sense for a C-section to have that issue.
Yes.
Now coming through the normal channel.
Yes.
Yes.
They tried to have a normal pregnancy, and that's when the doctor was trying to get it out. And decapitated the baby, according to what the
baby. What did he do? Cut it? I don't understand.
No,
it's not that easy to pull a neck off a body.
Probably the way it was pulled out. It wasn't pulled out properly.
We'll play the video that talks about it. Yeah. So then they did the C-section, and then that's when they pulled the baby out, and the head was not with it, and they pulled the head out. But they didn't. The point I'm trying to make is they didn't tell her. She didn't know her baby was decapitated. So then what her lawyer said is, you know how they told her the baby was dead, most times, he said, I've done 100 cases where the parent, sues the hospital, whatever, the baby that passes away.
Hospital's fault.
Every hospital lets you at least hold the baby. Oh, even though the baby is passed away.
Can't hold that one.
They didn't let her hold the baby.
No, not without a head.
They didn't let her even touch the baby.
No.
So he said her and her husband demanded, and then when they kept demanding it, then they allowed them to at least see the baby, but they wrapped the baby up and put the head on the baby. So she still didn't know the baby. Don't laugh. That's not funny.
I'm not laughing.
They still didn't know that the baby was decapitated. She didn't find out that the baby was decapitated until the funeral director told her, do you know your baby is decapitated? That's when they found out.
Well, how did they, so when they,
I don't understand
when they
how
were
the
holding
baby got decapitated.
When they were holding
it takes a lot to separate a head from a body.
Go ahead, Lenore. Hold on, Wendy. Wendy, hold on. Go ahead, Lenore.
Well, I'm just saying, how did they play that off?
I told you
just when they let her
swallowed the baby, they never let her hold it. They let her see it through a glass.
Oh.
They swallowed it in a blanket, swallowed.
Okay, and just
put the head on top.
Just kind of laying it
right. So she didn't know the baby was decapitated until the funeral director told her that the baby was decapitated.
I think that hospital is going to shut down.
So this they are
going to sue for every dime.
This black lawyer and his firm, they are suing. Now this is how it all happened medically.
Of a Georgia baby decapitated during childbirth. We'll talk about their loss and what they plan to do next. That newborn's death has been ruled as a homicide. Good day, Atlanta's Caitlin Pratt live outside the Southern Regional Medical Center with the latest information. Caitlin, good morning.
Such an upsetting story. Good morning to you. Yes, this is about a half hour south of the city of Atlanta here in Clayton County. And this terrible incident happened, according to investigators, back in July. And since then, medical examiner investigators have been looking over multiple autopsies, talking with experts, and ruled this week that the little baby's death is a homicide.
30-something years. This was the first time I had ever heard of anything like that even happening.
It's one couple's story of loss that has shocked so many. Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor's son decapitated during birth at a Clayton County hospital in July.
Anybody who dies at the hands of another, that's the definition of a homicide.
A death certificate filed by the Clayton County Medical Examiner this week now classifying the baby's death as a homicide. Since the incident, ME investigator Betty Honey says interviews with multiple experts and several autopsies led them to that conclusion.
We actually consulted with a medical examiner. We've actually consulted with several people before we come up with, determine what the cause and manner of death was going to be.
In the delivery room, Ross and Taylor learned their baby did not survive the delivery and later learned he had been decapitated from the funeral home. When the couple asked to see and hold their child, they claim the baby was wrapped in a blanket with his head, quote, propped on top of his body to conceal the decapitation. A lawsuit accuses hospital staff of pulling on the baby's head so hard the bones in his neck were broken. According to the complaint filed in August, healthcare providers at Southern Regional Medical Center engaged in a, quote, persistent pattern of lies and deception to try and hide the facts surrounding the baby's death from the parents. It's now up to the district attorney to decide whether criminal charges are appropriate.
Nothing's going to bring the child back. I hope this brings some closure to the family.
And that police investigation here in Clayton County is ongoing. And as I mentioned, whether there'll be criminal charges or not, that remains to be seen. We'll, of course, keep.
Okay. Now, when they had them, they did another
autopsy?
No, they did another press thing today or whatever.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, the lawyer did. This is an old one that's on here.
That was last July.
Right. So they brought up, they just now are able to bring charges and all this stuff
criminal
because
charges.
They had to get investigators and all that.
Yes.
The lawyer says they still haven't heard anything from the hospital. The hospital still hasn't answered back. They haven't done any dispositions. You know what I'm talking about? Depositions. They haven't done any of that. So he's saying he's still trying to hear from the hospital. They trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
So the cover up, what did
how can they cover that up?
Justice says the cover up always makes it worse. Yes.
How would
you do
Something is
better
not
just
right.
saying what happened and then paying them out whatever amount of money that they want?
Right.
Why would you try to cover that up? And why would you not
Something-
tell her child didn't have a head?
Oh.
Why would that come from the funeral director?
Everybody in that room at the
Something
time
is
she
not
had
right.
that baby that's the shame.
Shame. Shame.
Something is not right.
Shame.
Something is not right. Shame. Something is not right because how you going to decapitate a baby with a cesarean?
No. She had it right. She had natural birth first.
You know how they pull the baby's head?
They was trying to pull the baby.
Too hard. They broke her neck bone.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy to separate flesh from flesh. Like that story I did on Sam Cooke when he was decapitated. You can't decapitate a man with a broomstick. It's hard to separate flesh from flesh. So that person definitely committed homicide because if he was a professional, that would have never happened.
Right.
He
And
must
they
have put some
said,
terrible force.
yeah. And that was one of the things the lawyer said. Usually if a professional doctor is met with something at a time,
at
that point, they call in other physicians.
Yes.
Because they don't want to do something. This is beyond my scope now.
Yeah.
He said nobody was called. Nobody.
Oh.
So they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay. But they did the thing today.
And that means that everybody in that room, nobody said anything.
Nobody said nothing.
Because I'm sure you got the anesthesiast, you got the nurses.
Nobody.
That's assisting. That's 4 or 5 people in that room who witnessed that.
He said the scrub nurse, the nurses, they all protected each other. And so, and we know that from personal, what happened with my mom.
Yeah.
That they protect each other.
They protect each other. They do.
But he got what they was telling us to get. Another doctor, another medical agency to come in and investigate.
Yes.
And they said it was a homicide. So he got what they say you got to have to go up against the hospital.
And to your point, Wendy, for them to do that long of investigation, they looked at that body.
Yes.
And saw how the head was separated.
Oh, that was the other thing.
Yes.
They was trying to make her cremate.
Ooh.
They tried to make them sign off a thing. The lawyer said they tried to. It's a young couple. You can look at them. They tried to make them sign off a thing saying because your child passed away, you should cremate him. And the girl was like, I don't want to cremate him. They said, no, you have to. And she refused to sign the paper. They wanted to cover it up.
Good for her.
And they refused to, when they told her, she said, I want to see my child. They said, no, you legally, you shouldn't, you're not supposed to see the child.
They thought she was booping
after they passed. And they persisted. She said, I want to see him and touch him. And they said, we can't do that legally. They said, what we can do is you can see him through a glass. We can let you see him. And that's when they put the head on him and let her see it through a glass. They never let her touch. She never touched her baby. When the lawyer was talking about that today, she broke down. They had to take her out the room.
I would too.
She wasn't even allowed to touch the baby. She could never get that back. Never.
Can you imagine a mother and a father of that child?
Full term.
Oh, they need to take that doctor's license and burn it. That doctor should not practice medicine anymore.
So that's the
that hospital needs to take part of that.
Yep.
I'm so angry.
So we'll pray.
Because we've had hospital issues in our family.
Yes.
My dad was going to have surgery.
And they was getting ready to give him the wrong anesthesia.
He had already had in his notes he was allergic to one.
They was getting ready to give it to him. He said it.
He had to tell him.
What is this you giving me?
Make sure
they was getting ready to kill him then.
Oh, hospitals. We've had family and friends who have died by the hands of a hospital.
And I don't want to beat up on doctors because they do a lot of good too. They do a lot of good.
I'm not beating up on doctors.
But when they cover up
like this
and cover ups,
yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like cover-ups.
It's not even trained, Ma. Some of them are trained. They've been a doctor for years. They still mess up. That's why their insurance is so high.
The hospital
malpractice.
The hospital that's around, that's local, the one that we always said is no good. When you went in for COVID, they didn't want to give you a test. And we had to call our family doctor.
Yes.
To get on the phone with the doctor that was saying you didn't need it and say, why are you not giving her a test? And he was like, well, we only got a few.
We're still trying to figure this out.
And he's at a good hospital. The friend of ours, he works at a good hospital.
Yes.
He said, that doesn't even make sense.
He said, we would do that at where I work. No problem.
How you going to treat her for something and you don't even know if she got it or not?
Right. Oh.
So anyway, so the man, he said, for peace of mind. For my peace of mind as a doctor and for her peace of mind as a patient, can you go ahead and do it?
And I tested
And the man
positive.
said, yes, I'll do it. The doctor said, yes. They didn't do it for my mom. Sent her home with some Advil. She comes home and falls out. She had COVID.
And we all got it because she was sick.
They would let you guys see me.
No, they could have killed the whole family.
When I came out on the ventilator, they let y'all guys see me.
So I'm done.
I
don't like the cover up. That's why justice is right. The cover up is worse.
Oh my goodness.
I'd rather have you say I made a mistake, but a cover up, which means I made a mistake. Now we're all going to cover up.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We lost your spouse or your child.
Yes.
But you're covering it.
Yes.
Having her sign off to cremate the baby.
Yep. So you heard Wendy in the news report, that's how that baby was decapitated. They broke the bones in the neck. They broke the bones.
And the other specialists confirmed that.
And they severed the spine.
Yeah.
That's why it was so easy for the head to come off.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. So
they're a cute little couple too.
I pray that she.
Yes.
Oh my God, for healing for her.
Yeah.
And that she.
Oh so my God. Make sure
Wendy, when you pray
to put them in there.
I sure will.
Christopher says we going back to the rat hole. Yep, I used to live in North Kenwood. Oh, you lived in Kenwood. So you was next to me. I was Hyde Park.
Okay.
And when friends and family would come, they always wanted to see Obama's house and Farrakhan's house and the Rainbow Bush headquarters and other Bronzeville historical sites.
Yes, sir.
You're right.
Yes.
Do they live close to each other? Do they live close to each other?
Yeah, I lived in Hyde Park. Kenwood and Hyde Park is right next to each other.
Yeah, they're near each other.
They're neighborhoods in Chicago.
Barack Obama?
Yeah, Obama lived in Kenwood.
Southeast, near the lake.
Near the lake.
South of the downtown area.
Yeah. Justice says they're all complicit.
Oh, yes. I don't know. Nurses will get off. Doctors have the high malpractice insurance, right?
Yeah.
Because the nurse can mess up. A doctor messes up, he's sued.
Whoever the doctor is that did the actual pulling is the one that's going to be in trouble.
And I would feel bad as a nurse.
Yeah.
Letting that just shows you they didn't care about that couple.
Yeah.
They didn't.
All right, y'all. Moving on.
Go ahead.
Shaq. Kobe Bryant finally gets a statue.
What, in front of the building or something?
Yeah, at the thing.
Oh.
Unveiling.
I thought he had one.
No. It was Magic, I think. Didn't Magic have a statue?
Oh, Magic, yes.
Kobe didn't never had it. He has one now.
My man Magic.
Yeah. So Shaq talks about they wanted to know his reaction to Kobe getting the finally getting a statue. Because Kobe and Shaq always had that back and forth. Did they really like each other?
Exactly.
Arguing back and forth. But he said it was more like brothers arguing. It was never no animosity where I couldn't stand him and he couldn't stand me. But we was competitive. Yeah. So here we go.
The city of Los Angeles, but out of all the stuff we went through, his family was very nice to me. So again, I want to shout out his mom Pam, his father Joe, sister Shea, and Bria. Again, they don't get talked about a lot, so I just want to show my love and respect to them. But listen, this day is bound to happen. I'm glad to be part of the most enigmatic, controversial, dominant 1-2 punch ever created, never to be duplicated. When you say Kobe, you say Shaq. When you say Shaq, you say Kobe. And if I had one wish, I wish we would be talking to him right now. So congratulations to him and his family, especially his mom and his dad and his 2 sisters. I want to say congratulations to the Lakers organization. And he did it. And you know who else I got to thank? Jerry West, because Jerry West put this thing together. A lot of people don't talk about it. Like, if I don't go there, he don't trade Vlade, and it's a possibility he don't even get Kobe. So, Mr. West, wherever you are, thank you for helping me win my first 3 championships. You don't get mentioned a lot either, but you put this thing together, sir. And I remember when you called me in first, and you had me look up at the rafters and say, Shaq, I know you're doing movies and you're doing rap, but if you do this thing correctly, your name will be up there.
Can I ask Shaq a question?
There. Hold on, my name's up there, my statue's in the front. Kobe's name up there twice, his statue is in the front. A lot of people on that stage, but you did this, Mr. West. Thank you.
So, you know, he told you, I got this guy. You've seen a lot of guys.
Okay. So that was Shaq giving out his thing on Kobe getting his statue.
Yes. Now I got to look at his mom and Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
They got a show. So
whose
when
mom?
we get Shaq's mom.
Oh, you say his mom. I'm thinking Kobe's mom.
They got a show, so I want to check it out.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Shaq's mom
and Steph Curry's mom got a show together.
Oh, mom. I thought you said Steph Curry.
No, Steph Curry's mom.
Okay, the mom.
The mother.
Okay,
they're going at each other with their sons and my son, and I train him everything I know.
Okay.
And they laughing because Curry's mom, she gets the shot. Well, of course, Shaq's mom misses. So they laughing because, you know, he was never a good free thrower.
Yeah.
But I want to check that out. So when y'all get a chance, check out the mom's show.
Oh, that's cute. What channel?
I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. It could be, I don't think it's Netflix.
This is where the box comes in.
And then one noise that's going, oh no, that's a burp. No, that's no, it's this one.
You need yeah, that's work. That's it.
Oh.
No, that don't work. The one you did before. All right, get out of here.
Hold on.
All right, Lenore, you have to do every one. We already
It was one that went wonk wonk.
Okay. Well, that's a wonk wonk. Just you'll find it. Lenore.
This fun, Wendy. I've had fun with this. Okay. Go ahead. That was an explosion.
Remember when I said doll?
Okay,
it's like a baby. I could just get this to you. You'll sit there in front of it all day.
That's the kind of baby I was.
You sure was.
My mom would sit me on the sofa. You didn't even have to put pillows around me. Sit, and I play with this little thing all day. And then I'll sit it down and I'll probably nap. My mom would come back and I'd still be on the sofa.
That's the opposite.
That's a beautiful baby.
That's the opposite of me. This thing, I'll go through 1 second and then get out of here.
I'm bored. You throw it.
All right.
Go ahead. All
right. So that's Shaq doing his thing, saying his congratulations
accolades and stuff.
His accolades. I'm happy that
I'm
that
still
Kobe
saddened with that whole
that was a shock.
Oh, him and his daughter.
I remember watching television and they said Kobe Bryant was in a plane. I was like, what?
I started crying.
I mean, a helicopter.
I started crying.
Crash. I was like, what?
Because they said he was
Kobe
with his
Bryant?
daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sad. Go ahead.
All right, so that's that. Wendy, after this Instagram, we go right into your trivia.
Okay.
Now every day we always try to show something either funny or different.
To get us laughing.
Yeah.
Should I need to blow this up a little?
Yeah, you
My
can.
4-year-old made it to his high school.
Now, his
annual
school,
spelling bee.
He's 4 years old. Okay, see that throws this off.
I'm sorry.
Okay. He makes it to his spelling bee. You ready?
I'm going to say the word and the sentence, okay? So don't start spelling until I'm done.
Can I say something?
Hang on. Your word is chips. She likes chips with her sandwich.
After I say this word, can I say my thing? C-H-P.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. You may leave the stage. Thank you so much,
Can I say
Ryder.
my thing now?
Go ahead.
I feel good.
Bye.
CHP.
I'm going to say the word
wanted
and
to
the
do his
sentence,
thing.
okay? So don't start spelling it.
He don't even care about spelling.
He wants to be on that mic.
He wants to do his thing.
Check the mic, check the mic.
He comes up and says, "Can I say my thing?" She said, "Let's do the word first." Okay. Then after she gave him the word, can I spell the word?
Spelled it wrong too.
Now can I do my thing? Yes. Do your thing.
What is it? I feel what?
Good or something. And then does this. All right, let's watch it one more time.
Hang on. Your word is chips. She likes chips with her sandwich.
After I say this word, can I say my thing?
Mm-hmm.
CHP.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. You may leave the stage. Thank you so much, Ryder.
Can I say my thing now?
Go ahead.
I feel good.
Bye.
Now you
see people on the side making remarks, talking about, I'm confused on how they applauded that nonsense. At his age, he should be able to spell chips. I'm confused. Somebody said he got on earrings and Gucci, but he can't spell. Somebody said trying to be the class clown should learn how to spell. I'm sure a single mom is raising him. You see how mean people are? You see how I told you the internet? Didn't I tell you the internet? Now why would you attack this little 4-year-old boy because he can't spell?
Listen, a single mom is right. That's wrong.
He got on earrings and Gucci and he can't spell. You see how people are? People are mean, aren't they?
CHP.
Let's look at the boy behind him. The boy behind him.
He probably confused. Why are they cheering for him? He probably confused.
I'm going to say the word and the sentence, okay? So don't start spelling until I'm done.
Can I say something?
Hang on. Your word is chips. She likes chips with her sandwich.
After I say this word, can I say my thing?
Mm-hmm.
CHP.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. You may leave the stage. Thank you so much,
Can I say
Ryder.
my thing now?
Go ahead.
I feel good.
Bye.
Look at the boy behind. Billy, I studied for 2 weeks.
And he gets cheered.
All right. So I got pros and cons about it. It's funny. It is funny, but there is a con to it too. What? You shouldn't applaud. It's a spelling bee contest. Mm-hmm. So all the other kids is like, well, why? What am I doing here?
Can I say something?
If I get applauded for saying something stupid versus me actually getting up and saying the word.
Good.
But to me, it's because of his personality, I think. If he would have just said, I feel good.
He didn't care about no spelling bee.
Yeah.
For his mom or dad to even have him go up there. He wasn't into it.
Yeah.
And you know your kid. Know your child.
Yeah.
Look at your kid at 3-4 years old. You know if they can make it on stage, if they like to dance, if they sing, if they're good at math, spelling, read a lot. Some kids love to read.
Yeah.
Kind of like study your child.
Yeah.
And I kind of see the negative.
Yeah.
He dressed to kill.
Yeah, but he can't spell.
Hey, let me check the mic. Let me check the mic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But that kind of, but the thing that I feel
and they
for him.
Have said the single mom thing.
And the thing that I feel for him is that would have been me.
What do you mean?
I would have got up there and did that.
I don't think mama would have let you up there because you don't like to spell.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't spell. I'll entertain you because I can't spell.
Now, church is a stepping stone for this kind of stuff because you did your Easter speech at 4.
Exactly.
What, Ma, listen to me. I'm going to say it this way. What if I say it this way, Ma? What are you looking at me so hard for? I didn't come to say. I just come to tell you that this is Easter Day. So Mama was encouraging us to be in church to say our Easter speeches. And when you got up there, you didn't even do that.
When I got up there, I did Ralph Cramden.
You just stared. You looked.
You know why?
You was Cindy Brady on the Brady Bunch looking at that red light when it went on.
You know why? Because when I was doing it in front of y'all, I was acting.
Yeah.
I was having a good time. It was funny. I was having hey, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it that way.
What if I do it this way real slow?
But then when I got in front of the audience,
you were like,
everybody was looking at me.
And you just stood there.
I had everybody's undivided attention.
And that was the
and that was too much.
And that was the perfect speech. What are you looking at me so hard for?
I couldn't do it.
I didn't come to stay.
Yeah.
I just come to tell you that this is Easter Day.
I couldn't do it.
You just went.
I couldn't do it. Now, what does that tell you? I grew up, I can perform.
Yes.
He's probably going to grow up some computer science guy that doesn't want to be in front of the audience.
I do. I hope so. Because he can't spell chips.
Yeah. All right, Wendy. It's
Come
time.
on, Wendy.
It's time for trivia time. You know what that thing is. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Mama laughing at my sound box.
Hey.
Go ahead.
It's story time.
All right.
It's story time.
Oh, we're supposed to say.
Picture this.
Oh,
we supposed to say
It's
something.
story time.
What do we say?
Picture this.
Okay.
Picture
do it again.
this.
Do it again, Wendy. Do it again.
Go ahead.
Story time.
Picture
It's
this.
story time.
Picture this.
Now listen. This person came into the world. It was a troubling thing. It was traumatic. Because when she was born, her mother didn't want her and would have nothing to do with her at all. She wouldn't even breastfeed her or give her a bottle. She was born in 1907. Ooh. The only way she was able to eat, her grandmother would come over and feed her and bathe her, but her mother would have nothing to do with her whatsoever for the first 6 months of her life. She had a desire to be like one of her favorite comedians, which was Mom's Mabley. What was her name? You learned last week.
Ooh.
That lady.
The one you mentioned last week.
Lenore wanted me to do her. Her name was Gladys Bentley.
Okay.
She was a lesbian performer. Her mother was from Trinidad. Her father was a Black American. When she was born, her mother had some kind of issue. She wouldn't touch her. She wouldn't have nothing to do with her at all.
Wow.
She said, I wanted a boy. I did not want a girl. I wanted a boy. So for the first years of her life, she had to deal with the fact that her mother wouldn't touch her, hug her, nothing. Wouldn't have nothing to do with her. But she noticed that her mother spent a lot of attention on her brothers. So she's like, well, that's strange. She won't hug or kiss me, but she hugs and kisses my brothers. So she went into her brother's closet one day before she went to school, and she got one of her brother's suits and she put it on. She wore it to school. Well, her mother was horrified. She couldn't understand why she did this, and she told, look, those are your brother's suits. They're not yours. You wear a dress to school. She wore a dress the next day, but that was the last time she wore a dress. She refused to wear dresses anymore. So her mother and father were so concerned, they took her to a psychiatrist. But of course, that didn't work. So she went back and forth arguing with her parents, being challenged by her parents most of her teenage life until she just got sick of it. And she said, I'm out of here. And she left and she went to, you know where, New York City, the Big Apple. When she went, she took her songs with her. She had written some songs. And oddly enough, when she went to an agent, he liked them. He paid her $400. This encouraged her. So now she wanted to find something else. She heard that there were auditions at this place called Connie's, which was a lesbian bar. And she went to audition at the bar. She got a part, but Mom's Mabley was the headliner. So she didn't like that. She wanted to be the headliner. So she found a job at another place called the Clam. She went to the Clam. Now her girlfriend had told her, listen, I know we can get a job at this place called the Clam. They're looking for lesbian entertainers.
Really?
And she said, well, not really. They're looking for a male gay male. So she said, no, I can do that. So she went to the club. She put on a man's suit. She put on a man's hat. She sang like a man. And she almost got the job. And the man said, wait a minute, you're not a man. We want a gay male piano player. She said, come on, man. I'm about as man as you can get. Let me do it. I'm good. I can play this piano. So he said, you know what? Okay, we're going to give it a try. She ended up being the headliner at that club.
Wow.
She did so well. She started making big money. She was lavishing herself in diamonds and pearls and treating her girlfriends and things. She just splurged all the way. She was so happy. She was making like $35,000 every 2 weeks. And she was doing well.
What's her name again, Wendy?
Wendy.
What's her name again? Gladys?
Gladys Bentley.
B-E-N-T-L.
Bentley.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then all of a sudden in 1920, Prohibition came. They could no longer sell liquor in clubs. So the clubs that her mom and everybody else was working in, they were going down because who wants to go to a club if they can't have some liquor? So speakeasies came into play. But they weren't these little speakeasies in the corner of a house somewhere. They were lavish. And she was real popular on the underground circuit. So she was still making money, living large, honey. Even people like Barbara Stanwyck and Hattie McDaniels and Lena Horne, all these people came to see her. They loved her. She was a pianist and a very good one and a singer. So this went on pretty good until 1930. In 1930, Prohibition stopped. And now the clubs had to build themselves up. The underground clubs, they weren't making no money. She had married this white girl that she loved, but when she stopped making money, the white girl left her. And that's how it went. So she was in trouble now. She wasn't as popular as she used to be. She went over to the West Coast. She tried to see if she could get somewhere over there, but they wasn't feeling her over there. And then all of a sudden, one day, all of her friends called each other up and said, "Oh my God, have you seen Ebony magazine?" It was like, "No, what's going on?" They said, "Girl, Gladys is on the magazine in a dress with a husband." In a magazine with a dress with a husband.
What?
Well, what happened was the McCarthy trials that started. Remember we talked about that, Kim? The McCarthy trials where they were sending white stars and black stars, accusing them of being communists.
Right.
And they were sending them to jail. And they had something else called the Lavender Period. In the Lavender Period, they were locking up homosexuals left and right. People aren't sure that she married this man and put on a dress to avoid that, or did she really want to be a woman again? And the reason why people aren't sure of it is because she started taking female hormones. Well, the marriage didn't last with this husband, so she met another man, and she married him. But when he found out that she used to be a lesbian, he didn't want to have anything to do with her at all. He just dropped her like a hot potato.
Okay.
So she continued taking the hormone shot. She said, "I'm a woman. I'm really a woman." But she wasn't a woman. She still loved men. She was totally flipped out of her mind. After she couldn't get men anymore and she couldn't get women anymore, she didn't have anybody, she decided to become a pastor.
What?
Which was odd, too, because a female, black, lesbian pastor.
Yeah.
She went around preaching to people and everything. And she loved it. She never found love the way she wanted to. She said the reason why she became a bulldagger was because she wanted the love that her brothers were getting from her mother. And she thought if she became a boy, that her mother would love her
too.
But her mother never did. So she continued on in her ministry for the rest of her life. And she died in 1960 at 52 years old. She thought she had the flu, but she had pneumonia.
That's young.
So she passed away in 1960.
Okay.
You got any info, Wendy? Wendy.
Huh?
You got any info about the church that she was pastor of, or?
No, but I will try to look into it. I'm
curious because if she became a preacher, I'm wondering, what her church.
She wasn't ordained. She wasn't ordained. She did it on her own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. A tidbit for you.
Okay.
You know the song, I heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine. A grapevine was a real thing during slavery. They used a grapevine to transport information about the Underground Railroad. So there really was a grapevine. My next person and my last person, he was held in the company of Sidney Poitier and Denzel Washington. Most women found him quite attractive and would have loved to spend time with him in his bedroom or anywhere else. He was a handsome guy. He was tall, he was dark, and he was handsome. He played in the movie Ragtime and Soldier Story. Do you know who this man is?
Soldier Story?
And Ragtime.
It's not Harry Belafonte?
No, that one guy. Wasn't he in that police show?
He played Virgil Tibbs in The Heat of the Night.
Yeah, in The Heat of the Night.
Oh, okay.
So what's his name, though? I see his face. I see his dark skin.
His name is Harold Rollins.
Yeah,
Harold Rollins.
In The Heat of the Night.
He played Captain Davenport in a Soldier Story, a powerful character. He played Whole House Porter, a piano player in Ragtime, and he played Virgil Tibbs in The Heat of the Night. He won 2 Golden Globe Awards, and he was nominated for 5 Oscars.
Yep.
He spent a lot of time in the theater. He was very popular there. He was so well loved by Carol O'Connell. Carol O'Connell thought of him as a son. Well, he started getting in trouble. He was on the road. He got stopped by the police. When the police stopped him, he was going 100 miles per hour, and he had his pockets filled with crack cocaine. It was filled. So he got fired from his job. But Carol O'Connor loved him so much he fought for him. He said, we can't fire him. If we let him go now, he'll ruin his life. We got to give him another chance. So Carol O'Connor talked the higher-ups into hire him back. And then he got in trouble again. He got in so much trouble with the law that Georgia forbid him to come back to the state.
Wow.
But he had a problem. He had a real problem. He had a problem with drugs, and he was leading a double life because Harold Rollins was a cross-dresser.
What? This man?
Yes.
With that big old mustache.
He gave himself a name. His name was Tallulah. His name was Tallulah Goldfarb. And when you went out with him in night at clubs, if you called him Harold, he wouldn't answer him. You had to call him Tallulah. He had red wigs, he had blonde wigs, he had black wigs, he had furs, he had diamonds. He was a cross-dresser, and everybody knew him well, knew that. He never dressed as a man at night. He always went into clubs. He loved wearing blonde wigs, and his name was Tallulah Goldfarb. And he said when he died, he wanted to be buried in his furs with his wigs. Well, he got very sick. The drugs were driving him crazy. He lost his job on the Heat of the Night, even though they rehired him 3 times because of Carol O'Connor. His next door neighbor said he got very sick, so he went to the hospital. When he went to the hospital, he found out he had AIDS.
Oh.
So the friend was full blown. So the friend and neighbor would come over 2 or 3 times a day and check on him. And the last time he checked on him, he was up there looking at In the Heat of the Night. And he said, wow, I must be a really good actor because I'm nothing like that guy. And he said he would sit up there and watch reruns of The Heat of the Night in his orange wig.
Wow.
Well, the guy went up there one more time. The last time he went up there, Harold Rollins was gurgling blood. He died.
Wow.
He died. Yes, he died. He passed away. He was only 46 years old.
Oh, that's not
young.
old. Yes. He's
So
a
Harold
handsome
Rollins had a
man.
secret life as a cross-dresser, and he had a very troubled drug problem.
Wow.
He
And that's
reminds
the
me
story
of Richard Pryor
Harold Rollins.
in this picture here.
Okay.
I mean, not Richard
Really?
Pryor. I'm sorry. Richard Roundtree. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does favor
Richard
him somewhat.
Roundtree. Yeah, that look.
But they said, his mother still loved him, his sister supported him, but everybody knew he had been a cross-dresser for years.
Wow.
I don't know if they buried him in those clothes or not, but that's what he wanted.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
These guys that you talking about, they
So
got
that's the
young.
story of Harold Rollins.
Harold
And he
Rollins.
was a fantastic actor, but, he had a problem. Well, I won't say he had a problem. He had a double life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He had a
The
double
Heat of the
life.
Night. He was really good in
And the
that.
Heat of the Night, Virgil Tibbs.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's our
all
story
right.
for this week. I
Thank
hope you
you.
enjoyed the trivia. Does Mom like the trivia?
When
Yeah,
she's
she likes
listening in now. Yeah.
Ask
About
her,
that-
does she have anybody she wants me to do?
Is there anybody, Mom,
want
that
her
you
to
would want
do?
her to do information on? Like any entertainer? Mama was
I told her I was very upset about that Eartha Kitt.
She's still thinking about the Eartha Kitt thing you did.
having the dream.
And she was
screaming.
screaming before she died.
I'm going to find something good.
You know what,
If
too,
think of
Jackie
anything
Wilson? You want her to
Lenora,
Jackie Wilson, Mom?
Jackie Wilson was one of Mama's favorites.
I did him, but I can do him again, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, if you've done them already, no, let's move on. I wanted to hear somebody new.
Okay.
Ma, who you
Well,
like?
that was this week's trivia. Yay!
Yeah,
All right.
Thank you, Wendy.
Okay, y'all. So another
Okay,
show.
now, we want to pray for that couple, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes. In Georgia?
Yep. Georgia.
I wish we knew the names.
I don't know.
That's all right. God knows who they are.
Yeah, he knows who they are.
You want me to pray now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come once again before your throne of grace. Lord God, we don't know the proper names of these two children. That's what they are, children. God, but the heartache, what a tragedy, what a horror. I pray, Father God, that they will have another child and that it will be born healthy, and that would help heal the wounds of what's going on in their hearts and their minds now. What a terror. What a nightmare. I pray that every doctor responsible will be charged and held accountable and go to prison, because it was truly a homicide. It was truly a murder. And I pray, Father God, you would just gird them up and strengthen them, and this would just increase their walk with the Lord. They will become closer to you, Lord. They will lean on you and let the joy of the Lord be their strength. I also haven't forgotten Michael Strahan's daughter or Snoop Dogg's daughter. I keep them in constant prayer, Lord God, in the name of Jesus. And I want to pray about people, Father God, that have bitterness and anger like Monique. Lord God, what a talented woman. But she is blackballing herself. And I just pray when she goes on this tour with Cat Williams, that she will straighten up and fly right. It's a great opportunity for her to clean herself up. But if she drags Daddy in there and starts complaining, she's pretty much done. That's it. If she blows that, I believe that's it for her. I don't believe anybody else will give her a second chance. So I pray, Father God, that you deliver her from the bitterness. I know she was the R word. She was violated when she was a child. That could make anybody bitter. But God, deliver her from it. You've done it before. You can do it again, Lord God. And I thank you, Father God, for my sisters. I thank you, Father God, for all they do. I pray you continue to bless everything that their hands touch. These sisters really care, God. You know they do. So help them, Father God. Help them to open the doors and make somebody smile, to enlighten somebody, to lift somebody up, God. Whatever their heart desire is, God, give it to them, God, because they are good soldiers. I pray this in Jesus' name and for his sake and faith believing. Now, don't forget to buy their joke book, 100 family-friendly jokes. You can get it on Amazon. Go ahead and pick it up. All you got to do is click and buy it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and like, share, comment, and my mind went blank. Like, share, and comment.
You have a Biden moment. You have an Biden moment.
I'm having a Biden moment. God forgive me. And always believe. You must always believe. And that was another
Woods report. All right, y'all. Oh, no, she don't have one. No, she don't. You put it in the camera, Lenore. Oh.
Love you guys.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Thank you.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Have a good weekend.